Welcome back.
AB's not playing. It's official.
Yep, he's out against the Rams. Are you sad?
No, not really.
It'll be all right. It'll be the AB. All righty. Sending this.
Sit down. Get your under on straight and let's go.
Yep, just sending this real fast. All right, welcome back, everybody. This is week 3, the end around preview show. Get some stuff out of the way here. We have, this isn't it, the results of our, where is it? The results of the week 1 fantasy team that we pick, and it's right here. AJ, a low-scoring game, 110.7 to 87.54. Terrible game by my guys.
Yikes.
Baker Mayfield, 12 points. Derrick Henry, 10. I was a week late on Henry. CEH, 10.2. AJ Brown, 14.9. Callaway, 2.4. Damian Harris, 11. Even with AJ had Allen, Josh Allen, CMC, Swift. All 3 of those guys got pretty big points. He picked OBJ in his flex with a 0, but
he didn't even play.
But he still won. So low-scoring PPR game there, but AJ takes week 1. So Thursday night's game, we lost CMC again.
I told you, beginning of the year, that's why I didn't want to draft him because I were in chair.
No, I skipped out on him as well. I had a pretty high pick, and he went late in my 10-team league, and I stayed away from him. So, I mean, look, he's super talented. He was tearing it up.
He's small, and he has 3 years worth of workload already with that team.
That sucks, man. The hamstring, that'll get you, and he's going to be out for a few weeks now. So it's Chuba Hubbard time for any of you Chuba Hubbard owners.
I got him.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. I mean, you're gonna start him because he's gonna play, obviously. So
yeah, at the very least, flex him because I made a nice little trade for myself, which gives me more depth.
Yeah, you made quite a few trades. You got yourself Daniel Jones. Who was the other trade? You got rid of Devontae Adams this week.
I have more depth, and a lot of the teams in that league don't have benches.
Yeah, you got Gibson and who else?
Juju Schuster.
Oh, yeah, Juju. And Juju might be a good play this week because Deontay's out.
Deontay might be out for a while.
Yeah, Corona offered me Chase Claypool and who else? Chase Claypool and Mr. Rojo for Henderson and who else was it? Henderson and somebody else, one of my receivers. Henderson and Cephas. Henderson's the guy he was looking at. I was actually contemplating that one, but I like Cephas, and I stick with Henderson to see if he can keep playing. You know, he's injury prone. That's why I was thinking about getting rid of him.
You think he plays tomorrow?
No, Henderson, I don't think so. They elevated someone from the practice squad.
Yeah, I don't think he plays either.
They actually, the Vikings also elevated, I think, Abdullah from the practice squad. I got to know if it's precautionary. Maybe they're going to work out Dalvin Cook in the morning, so we'll see what happens there.
I think he plays.
Yeah, I think he'll play. But, it's never fun when someone's starting to get injured so early.
Especially because, what's his name? The coach's job's on the line.
For the Vikings?
If they start 0-3.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so they'll run Cook into the ground until he's fully – I don't know. I hope he stays healthy. I hope everyone stays healthy.
That'll never happen.
I know. All right, so let's get back. Let's get into the games here. week number 3. We have plenty of games on the slate. Let's start with some of the weaker games, which, you know what? Let's go Falcons Giants. That's an early game.
I think that's
All
going
right.
to be a high-scoring game.
You know what? Yeah, sneaky high-scoring game, right?
I think
Like
so.
a sloppy.
Yeah, I think the Giants will win this game.
Yes, Giants at home. Do you think Saquon will go bonkers?
I don't think he'll go bonkers, but I think he'll actually put up
20?
RB1 numbers this game.
Maybe
Because
18.
he showed some flashes in the last game.
Man, he was averaging good yards.
And the good thing it was on the Thursday night, so he had a lot more time to get ready for this one. So I do think we're going to see Saquon go for like maybe 18, 20 points in this game.
I agree. I think it's Saquon time. He did look good last week. I think there are a lot of the concern is like kind of crushing down a bit, but I think he's about ready to unleash it. So
I think he just needs to hit that next gear.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't think he's full speed. At least it didn't look like it when he went for that 40-yard run against the Washington football team. So I do think we see.
Don't call them the Redskins anymore, okay? That's not nice.
I didn't say it. But anyways, I do think the Giants have a more potent all-around offense. Daniel Jones is the X factor as always. So
I love how you're welcome aboard, dude.
I'm not on the train. I just needed a quarterback, and Dan wasn't willing to part with Rodgers, but I bet you he is now because he doesn't have any running backs.
Oh man, right? Too late.
Yeah.
I agree. Danny Dimes and he might be getting Evan Engram back. Evan Ingram's always kind of injury prone, but they're working him back slowly. He might play tomorrow, maybe a little bit. So he's getting a lot of weapons, especially Slayton's still there. I guess Galladay, even though he's having issues with like the coaches and
Galladay, he's an idiot. I like him, but I'm starting to not like him.
I know, man. I've me. I've been on that already for a while. So.
The problem with him is, like, dude, you knew New York was a rebuilding situation. Like, why would you go there in free agency if you knew, like, you got the money, but what did you want?
He wants to be a superstar. Like, he's not a team. He's not looking like a team player right now. Yeah. So, on the other hand, Sterling Shepard looking super sharp early in the year.
Yeah, he's looking pretty good.
So I like out of all those. What's that?
I picked up Slayton in one of my leagues.
Yeah, I saw that. I think, I saw it was in your league. So on the Falcons side, can we see Calvin Ridley do, some damage this week? He did pretty good last week. He still got, like 19, 18 points.
I think Ridley and Pitts are the X factors, and I think that's the good thing about them being receivers is the fact that the Falcons are always going to be from behind or in shootouts. So they're going to get a lot of targets. And now with Gage nursing an injury, Pitts, which I already thought he was, but now he's definitely that number 2 option.
I agree. What do you think about Cordero Patterson? Are you buying into that yet?
No, I think it was a one-off. He's always done well against Tampa. Like, in any game he's played Tampa, and he's always done well. So I don't know if it'll continue. I don't think it will, but who's to say? One of the managers in my league is actually starting Cordell Patterson over Alvin Kamara, which I think is insane. But
I would not do that. I wouldn't advise anyone to do that. That's very bold, and no.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that either.
So, give me you know what? Give me the Falcons get their first W this week by a slim margin, by about 3 points.
And I got the Giants by 13.
All right. Fair enough. Let's get going here with the let's see, which game can we pick here? How about you know what? Let's go Jets Broncos. I kind of want to see that game, but it's not one of the bigger games on the slate this week.
I don't want to see that game, just like I didn't watch the Thursday.
It does sound sluggish, but there's a couple of players I'm interested in. In particular, I think 2 rookie running backs can have pretty good games. One of them being Michael Carter, the other being Javonte. I think Javonte gets into the end zone for the first time in his career this week in Mile High.
I think that's definitely possible. I don't think Michael Carter will have a good game against the Broncos because their defense is still pretty strong, even without Chubb. Sucks that he's done again.
That does suck, man.
He can't stay healthy for whatever reason. But with that being said, I think this game is going to be more of what we saw from Zach Wilson against the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
Throw a couple more picks. I just don't think this is going to be a very fun game to watch. I think the Broncos win their third easiest game. And they schedule maker set them up with an easy schedule to start the season. Broncos are fool's gold, man. Broncos fans live it up because they're not that good, I don't think.
Yeah, you don't think that they're the real deal this year?
They're definitely not.
No, I do think Michael Carter can get it going. Hopefully they use him a little more in the passing game. They are down Tevin Coleman, even though he was getting phased out already last week. So I think Michael Carter's working his way closer to being the top guy there. It just sucks because if you're the top guy in the Jets, that really doesn't mean a lot.
Yeah, that's true. And then we saw more of the Corey Davis that we saw in Tennessee, where he's hot one week and then disappears the next week.
Yes, we did see that, and so I'm kind of glad I didn't necessarily rush to him.
But I think that also has to do with the Patriots' defense. So let's see what happens this week. Let's see if he can put up some numbers or he's a dud. But I would proceed with caution with Corey Davis until I see more consistency. He's going to be riding my bench for a bit because
I agree. I think like what you said, same old Corey Davis stuff. I don't know if Crowder's playing this week, or I think I saw that he is game time decision.
Play. I would feel like he's going to play. So that's more targets towards Crowder, who's a possession receiver. So,
and again, these are two teams that don't score that. They don't score high points. And then you got the Broncos defense that's still pretty good. I
would flex Bridgewater if like you're streaming quarterbacks. I would definitely flex, or not flex him, but I would put him in, or if you for flex, which we don't really talk about on here.
No.
Flex
leagues. Yeah. No, I get you. Not a bunch of other, I think with the Broncos, you can start Sutton and start some of the guys that you're used to.
Just Sutton. Honestly, Sutton is the only guy in the Broncos that I trust. Like, I like Patrick, but he's a touchdown target more than a.
Yes, agreed on that. The only other guy.
Fant.
Yeah, Fant. That there's in terms of the tight ends are very thin out there, so I would still stick with Fant. Give me the Broncos in this one with the defense that is going to probably take care of that rookie quarterback. So
yeah, this is going to be a boring game. Broncos are going to shut the Jets down. It should be, I'm going to say 23-6.
23-6. Okay, shoot.
Pretty boring game.
Fair enough. All right, let's go to the NFC North with the Bengals Steelers. What are you looking at here?
Steelers. Joe Burrow, I want to see what he does in this game.
I think Burrow bounces back in this game. That's my guess here.
Hopefully for him. Like, he's off my team, so I don't care anymore. Let's see what Jamar Chase does. He scored touchdowns in his first 2 NFL games. Let's see if he keeps that trend going. And then T. Higgins.
T. Higgins is going to be out.
He's out? He's injured?
He's doubtful right now, so you look for Higgins to be out. That's more targets for Chase and Boyd and Mixon from the backfield.
Yeah, that's it. Mixon can bounce back from that horrible game against the Bears. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't a very good game against the Bears.
I think Mixon's plug. He's not like he's not going to get you consistent RB1 numbers. But then again, who has this year so far?
Yeah, so far there have been no consistency in terms of RB1s, and that's.
I would say Chubb has been the most consistent.
Yeah. But the problem
McCaffrey before he got hurt.
Problem with him is volume.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess Mixon, you're obviously looking at him on the Bengals. And then on the Steelers, you want to see if Najee can actually burst out. I don't think he will. I think they'll hold him in check just like they did with Montgomery. So I guess Juju Smith is the big play here on the Steelers end. There's no one really else that I'm looking at.
You don't think Claypool? I would say Claypool.
No, he's boomer bust, dude. Like, for me, he's boomer bust. Like, a lot of the touchdowns that he got last year, he's going to see immediate regression from that. Like, that, a lot of those plays are not going to happen again.
Fair enough. I would like to see Najee do well as well. I think what I was thinking about this the other day, I drafted Gibson and Najee was still on the board. So I'm kind of watching those two closely to see who pans out more. So far, it looks like Najee
Gibson's in a better situation, though.
Yeah.
He has a better line.
That's kind of what I banked on. The only thing with Najee that you get, though, is the full workhorse running back.
You do, but he doesn't get as many looks because Pittsburgh, well, there it is. Slip. Pittsburgh is more of a pass-friendly offense, even with Big Ben falling apart as we watch him.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. There's not many other players I'd really start here on these teams. Give me the Bengals in an upset.
Yeah, I have the Bengals winning as well. 25-24.
Yeah, close game, battle there in the north. Fair enough. All right. How about let's go with the red hot Cardinals against the Jaguars in Jacksonville.
Jesus Christ. This, and I say this cautiously, this should be a slaughter. This should be a slaughter.
Okay.
It should be a slaughter. Does it mean it's going to be a slaughter? No, but it should be for a lot of reasons. So this is funny because this shows two coaches that used to be in the college game, and one of them that was super adaptable to the NFL, and one who was just falling apart at the seams.
Yeah, this sounds like a scary slaughter kind of game. You know, it's sometimes with these games, it's like it looks like that's going to happen, and then you turn on your scoreboard Sunday, and it's either a slow cooking game or it's like, weird. But I think eventually the Cardinals blow up here. Do you start? Who are you looking at on the Cardinals side? They have a few studs here. DeAndre Hopkins, by the way, a game day decision.
Yeah, so if Hop doesn't play, we talked about this earlier. I like Kirk and Rondale Moore.
For sure.
They're the two most explosive players in their receiving core. I mean, I have Andy Isabella, but he doesn't get a lot of love. I don't think there's a lot of people, not a lot, but there's a few people saying to go ahead and pick up AJ Green. I'm not seeing it. I don't think
Green will come in here and there.
And they don't have the same. He's diverted into a possession receiver at this point in his career. And even then, he's not getting a lot of looks. So I do like Rondale Moore, and I do like Christian Kirk to get a bowl of looks.
Yeah, this Andy Isabella thing, man, it sucks. He's been, we've seen him flash good talent. He just hasn't really had a lot of opportunity with Arizona.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason for it, probably.
Yeah. How about Chase Edmonds out of the backfield with the Cards?
I think so. I think they might utilize him, especially once it gets to blowout mode. I think they're going to run a lot of him.
I think they'll use Connor if they go into blowout mode.
Connor too.
Yeah, Connor. Look for Connor in the latter parts of this game to kind of put him away.
But not enough to flex him.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah,
I just Connor is not an exciting player. On the Jacksonville side, shoot, man, there is not a lot I like here.
I don't like any of those players because I don't trust that offensive scheme, and I don't really know what you're getting from Trevor Lawrence. Really, he hasn't found his favorite yet.
I think if you drafted James Robinson, you're probably in a position where you have to at least play him, flex him. So that's the only player I'm trusting right now on Jacksonville's side.
That's a tough one. Like, especially if you drafted James Robinson pretty high, like you're not getting a return on investment. And
no, I agree.
I think if he has a blowout game, I think if he has a really good game, try and jump an opportunity to trade him.
Yeah. I can't disagree with you there. Yeah, give me the Cardinals by probably the largest margin of the weekend here in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
How about let's talk about the Ravens-Lions, another morning game here.
Thank God.
All right, Ravens going into Detroit. Detroit seems to start off hot in some of these games, and then they just can't keep up with the teams they're playing. So
yeah, I think where they lack is adjustments. I think when they get to adjustments, they kind of fall short. But that's a learning experience for them. I don't think there's any real surprise players to look at. I think you should monitor Hollywood Brown to see if he continues what he's been doing.
Hollywood's been nice, man.
Because the first two games he's been putting up points. This was what he was supposed to do last year, and he didn't do it.
Yeah, we talked about how like the last 2 years we were hoping he would do something, and this is finally the year. He's forced into it.
I want to see him keep doing what he's doing. Definitely, and I mean, you're starting who you should start. I look for Swift to kind of pull apart from Jamal Williams in this game to be the
he started doing it last week in Green Bay.
For more of that, I think he's going to start carrying more of the workload. So if you have Jamal Williams, I think if you haven't traded him by now, I think you should start thinking about doing that so you can get somebody back that you might need or deepen your bench if you need it. Because I do think he's going to start to see less of the workload as Swift starts to get healthier.
Fair enough. Yeah. On the Ravens side, I am looking at Tyson to have at least a decent flex game. Get you maybe
He's a nice
9.
flex option. He's out of all the running backs on that team, he's the nicest option.
I agree, and I think in this game he'll have more of an opportunity to show that. And
the only thing is, Murray is a touchdown hog at this point.
Murray is a touchdown hog. And they bring in the backs. They rotate him quite a bit, but I still like Tyson as the best one, like you said. On the Lions, of course, you got Hawk, who's just being a beast this year.
Yeah, he's killing it. Hopefully, he keeps that hot streak going because.
Yeah, and Quinn Cephas, if you need a nice little WR3. Tyrell Williams is placed on IR, so Cephas has played well as their ex-receiver. So
yeah, so he could continue that.
He can be nice, especially if they have to catch up against the Ravens, who are without Jimmy Smith, I believe.
I think they are without all their top.
They've missed a few players. So
I do like the Ravens to win.
Yeah, give me the Ravens to win in Detroit
by 17.
Wow, damn. You're going with some high margins there, boy.
Hey, man. These are some bad teams playing some pretty decent to good teams.
All right, in the early games, we have the debut of Mr. Justin Fields with the Bears at Cleveland.
So, I don't know if we agree or disagreed on this, but I do think that Fields is not going to look like these other quarterbacks with his same skill set that come out and like take the league by storm. I don't think we're going to see that here with the
RG3.
Yeah, or more recently, Kyler Murray, Patrick Mahomes, so forth and so forth. Just because the Bears' offensive scheme is so boring and it doesn't really surprise anybody. So I think he's going to struggle, so to speak. But I do think it will benefit Allen Robinson more. I think he will get better and more looks going forward. So there's that. But other than that, if you're starting Fields, don't expect him to blow up for like 30 points. You're looking more like 18, 20, and that's because he has the ability to run and whatnot.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And I think 18 to 20 can still be good if that's what you're looking for. Excuse me. I'm actually kind of contemplating here because of his week 1 game. I talked to you about it. I have Rodgers starting.
I go Rodgers, dude. I don't even think that's a question, to be honest with you. I think you're just more enticed with the idea of what Fields can be. But based on the offense, the scheme they run, the lack of playmakers, like he's not in the same position that a Kyler Murray or Patrick Mahomes are in. He's in a completely different situation with a completely less exciting offense. So yeah, he can run the ball. He has the ability to run it. But even then, he doesn't have the same kind of skill that a Murray or Patrick Mahomes does as a runner. Like
I feel you. I mean, I get you. I'm gonna probably stick with Rodgers. My thing here, he lost another guard just this past. He's not gonna play.
I saw that.
So that I'm a little worried with some of these injuries, and
I get that.
And the Lions, they played the Lions last week, so
yeah. But I mean, let's not forget, like Aaron Rodgers is still coming off of a MVP season. It's not like he's all of a sudden lost it. Even if he's a pain in the ass as a person. But.
And those Niners are it's kind of their rivalry the last few years. So
it should be fun. So I get you. But I mean, hey, if I'm wrong and Fields blows up, you can talk shit to me all you want.
I'll talk shit to you on the pod next time.
Sounds good. Perfect.
Yes. And one last thing on that is it is on Sunday night. Rodgers does like his prime time games. So
yeah.
It's going to be fun. So
sorry, in terms of the Browns, I like OBJ to have a really nice game here against the Bears.
Wow. So you think right off the bat, huh?
Well, it's at home. I like that it's at home. I do think he'll get some targets, especially with Landry out. I mean, OBJ is the main guy now. So, like, Baker Mayfield doesn't have to worry about forcing the passes to him. Like, that's his option. Yeah. And then hopefully we see Chubb get more love than he has been, and Kareem gets a little less because I know Chubb fantasy owners want to see a lot more from Chubb.
Me, but yeah, I think that that's what I wanted to say is I would like to see them go back to running the ball a bit more, even with the Bears.
They're a run-based team. I don't know why they get away from it. Like you saw what happened against the Texans. Like they got away from it and they looked terrible. Baker Mayfield is a game manager. He is not going to carry your team. They need running backs to do that.
Yeah, I think that they hopefully the coaches kind of reassess the situation and run the game, run it. Give me the Browns by a little bit. I want to say Bears in an upset here, but I will go Browns.
I have Browns winning, but not close. I think they win 24-10.
All right. Give
Yeah,
me the Bears in an upset. I'm flipping the script. The Bears in an upset in a close game.
but you must still be hungover.
All right. Let's get into how about the Saints and the Patriots, another early game.
Saints and Patriots. On paper, this looks like a really good game. I think the Patriots are going to force the pace in this game.
Yeah, they usually do. Bill Belichick.
Especially with their defense. Their defense is so strong. And they have a bunch of their starters back that didn't play last year because of COVID. So I do think their defenses will hold fort, and I think it's going to be a slow-paced,
yes, a low-scoring game.
Yeah.
I agree. I think that they're going to get after Jameis. He's going to have trouble in this game again. I do look for Kamara to bounce back.
Which means I think we're going to see a lot more Kamara and a lot more running than
Yeah.
we're going to see Jameis throwing the ball around.
I think on both sides. I think Damian Harris actually has a nice game too on the Patriots side.
Yeah, it's gonna be a game of the trenches. This is not going to be a quarterback-friendly game at all.
Yeah. There's not much else I would actually have to say about this game. Give me the Patriots at home.
Yeah, give me the Patriots in a low-scoring game, probably 20-17.
All right, I like it. How about another 2 more morning games for you? We have 3 more morning games. Let's knock those morning games off the list. Washington at Buffalo. I like this game.
This should be a fun game. I think this one's kind of tough to call.
It is.
I think it's probably one of the tougher games to call. For Washington, I know Buffalo has a strong defense in terms of passing, but I like Terry McLaurin to have a really good game here.
I do too. I think that after last week, I mean, Heineke is just hooked on. He had like 14 targets last week. When you have 14 targets, you're going to catch, at least a few of them. And I think he's more talented, right? I think he's more talented than a lot of the cornerbacks that face him. So even I think Tre'Davious White will probably be on him.
He's really good. He's really good.
I agree with you on that.
But I think they'll move around McLaurin so that he does get those targets and catches. They'll put him in the right position so that he can do some damage, regardless of height.
Yes.
I see that happening. I see Gibson
getting in the end zone.
More involved. I hope he gets in the end zone. It's kind of tough, man. I just want to see volume more than anything. Like the touchdowns are a cherry on the top with him. I think it's volume in the passing game, specifically the screen game, like bubble screens, but also just getting him the ball more, running the ball with him.
Yeah, some teams do the screen right, and I haven't seen Washington really execute it well. I'd like to see them, get it right on paper. So, and Gibson talked about this before the season started. He said we're not quite there, or something along the lines. I'm paraphrasing, but he said we're not clicking yet. We're going to start clicking. So once the offense, especially with Fitzpatrick out, hopefully this week they've practiced and they have a game plan.
Yeah, week 3 is usually around the time when you start seeing teams gel.
Yeah, we see who the real teams are, and we start to see some of the real players step up. Yeah. On the Bills side, I would like to see Allen start to come back here. He's been off the last few weeks, but I have to be honest, even as an owner, I actually don't see him bouncing back this week.
Yeah, it's going to be tough this week against that defensive front from Washington, but there's a couple other factors with Buffalo in general. I think their offensive scheme lacks identity right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, so yeah, last year they were all pass friendly and they're all pass heavy, and then this last game they were very much run first, and we didn't really see a lot in the passing game. So I think we need to figure out what they want to be, if they're going to be balanced or they're going to be one or the other. I do think they're still more of a passing offense. They just need to figure out how to build a rhythm with their run game so that even if they go, 8 passes in a row, when they run it, they still have that rhythm. So I think they're trying to figure that out. So I don't know. They're kind of tricky right now. It's tough. It's tough to kind of gauge them.
No, I feel you, man. It's they are tough to gauge. I think I am sticking with Singletary because he's been consistent, even though Moss is going to probably get more love. now that he's fully healthy.
So we'll see. That whole running back situation is a nightmare.
It is. It's tough. Give me the Bills by a little bit in a relatively, medium scoring game, 28-23.
2023. Give me Washington over the Bills.
Ooh,
24-20.
There's the upset. There's your upset so far. Okay, I like it. Another morning game. This game sounds really fun. Well, you know what? Before I get to this game, let me do one more. Colts Titans, the AFC South.
Titans should win this game easily. Even with Wentz back, he's injured.
Man, Wentz is crazy.
And it's not like he's like this all-world beater quarterback. So
I know it's not like he's like, oh man, Wentz is gonna, muscle it through. Heck yeah.
No, I think the Titans win this game. Let's see if Derrick Henry can continue where he left off in week 2.
Jeez.
AJ Brown hasn't really done a lot this year.
No, AJ Brown and DK Metcalf have been in that same kind of boat this year.
Can't say I'm surprised.
It's sad to see, but hopefully they get off the schneid.
But Tannehill hasn't looked good either. I was looking at some of the highlights from the Seahawks game, and he was just off.
He looks a little like older or something, right? He looks pretty bad. And the Colts, let's see if Jonathan Taylor can get off the schneid. He hasn't returned investment at all.
They need to lean on him heavy this game, especially with Wentz and his broken-ass ankles. They need to really lean on Taylor. They should. I mean, I don't see why they shouldn't. And he needs to get in the end zone. He got a lot of looks in the red zone last week, but I think their offense was so predictable that – and plus they were playing the Rams, so it was just hard. So I do think we'll see a little bit of more return on our investment here if we're Taylor owners like I am. I do like Taylor to go off in this game. I want to see him. I think he's going to go for at least somewhere between 16 and 20 points.
All right, yeah. There's not much else on the Titans side really that I could talk about. I was somewhat high on Fursker, but he's not really an option right now. Yeah, give me the man. This is a tough one. Yeah, I think just because of the Wentz thing, give me the Titans, 26-19.
Yeah, give me the Titans as well. 24-20. Let's stick with that score.
All right. Okay, the last of the early games, and this one should be a lot of fun. The Los Angeles Chargers, Kansas City Chiefs in Arrowhead.
Rematch of last year's week 2 thrilling game.
This is when I want to say Herbert's first official start, right?
Yeah, that's where what's his name got his lung punctured.
Tyrod. No, yeah. So this is shootout. Of course, any Chiefs game has shootout written all over it. I think this is no different. Expect a lot of points, right?
This is Herbert's coming out party for this season.
For this year.
Yeah, I think he throws for at least 3 touchdowns in this game and over 300 yards easily.
Yeah, let's get all of them involved. Mikey Williams has looked good. Keenan Allen's looked great. Eckler's been pretty hot out of the backfield. I mean, this game has weapons all over the field. On the Chiefs side, actually, I'm gonna go with the Chargers in this game, and I think the Chiefs are actually I don't want to say they're struggling, but they're not 100% blowing it up right now. So I think the Chiefs continue to not necessarily go off, and they find a way to stop the Chiefs on offense.
Yeah, I think so. I think the problem with the Chiefs is the same problem it was last year. Is their defense is trash, dude.
Yes, their defense isn't doing
like more skilled, top-rated teams. I think they're going to struggle. They struggled against the Browns. The Browns kind of blew that game. They struggled against the Ravens, and the Ravens aren't even a high-powered offense. Lamar pretty much took over that game. And in this game, the Chargers are probably the toughest opponent that they faced so far, plus their division foe. So I do think that plays into some favor of the Chargers because there is still some mystery with the Chargers in terms of what they are. I think Tyreek Hill struggled again in this game. I think
they're finding a way to kind of shut him down a little bit.
I think Kelsey continues to Kelsey. I think Hill's closer to the 10 to 15 range in terms of PPR.
Yeah, Hill does usually have good games against the Chargers, so we'll see if that still continues.
Yeah. So I do like. I'm going to agree with you. I do like the Chargers, especially after that heartbreaker to Dallas last week. I like the Chargers to win this game. I do think it's somewhat of a shootout. I think it's going to be 30-28 Chargers.
30-28. All right, I like it. All right, let's get in the afternoon games. Actually, we already knocked out one of the afternoon games, Jets and Broncos. We also have a game inside of the Dome with the Vikings. The Seattle Seahawks are visiting. This game can be a fun shootout, it seems, on paper.
Yeah. I would not be surprised if the Vikings won this game. It's not like exactly the Seahawks are this dominant team. So I wouldn't be surprised. And plus, if they can get Dalvin Cook if Dalvin Cook plays and they can get him going, I think it's going to be a long day for Seattle. I don't think there's any way that they can stop Cook. The only way they stopped him last year is he got hurt in their game.
Fair enough. Someone I'd like to see come to life finally is DK Metcalf on the Seattle Seahawks side. It's tough because, Tyler Lockett's been the WR1 and he is legit. And there's no, I can't hate on that. So I'd like to see Metcalf get into the end zone, see if him and Russell can connect. Metcalf was frustrated last week. I was watching the highlights of that game, and he was going up against who did they play last week?
Dallas. Dicks?
Yes, the Seahawks.
No, the Seahawks. Sorry, I don't know why I was thinking of the Chargers. They played the Titans.
The Seahawks played the Titans, and he was getting there was a lot of fighting going on with DK and the cornerback that was taking him. I don't remember his name right now. I'm sorry, but let's see if DK can get off the schneid.
He's not getting the explosive plays that you were used to last season.
Yeah. He's not blowing it up. So, let's see what they can do. Give me the Seahawks still in this game, in a close game by 6 points.
I am going to take the Vikings in this one because I do think Dalvin Cook is going to run all over this. Look what Derrick Henry did.
Yeah.
And Cook is in the same class, if not better, from some standpoints. And they have better weapons at receiver in Justin Jefferson, and Cousins has been lighting it up right now as a quarterback. So I do like the Vikings in this game, and I don't think it's going to be close. I have the Vikings 26-14.
All right. I don't think the Seahawks scored just 14 points. I'll tell you that right now.
I will see.
All right. Let's get going here with the Dolphins at the Raiders.
This should be an easy win for the Raiders to get them to 3-0 for the first time since they went to the Super Bowl. Now, whether that happens or not, I don't know. We'll see if the Raiders Raider, if the Raiders are a new team.
No, that's fair to say. Era. That's fair to say. They've been really good, and even Carr came out and admitted, look, we've started out 2-0 before and things have fallen apart. So, they want to stay consistent. I think they can do it against the Dolphins. The Dolphins are a tough defensive team. They've started off with 3 tough defenses to start the season, but I think they have the weapons to do it.
I think the beauty here is that even though the Dolphins have a strong defense, they have a shitty offense.
Yeah, and slow, kind of sludgy offense.
Yeah, it's a boring.
And the Raiders have a better pass rush than anybody expected this year, so they're going to put some pressure on Brissett, and I think that'll help them with field position in this game.
Yeah, so Brissett will turn the ball over at least twice in this game.
Yeah, and the Raiders have weapons, man. We have a few weapons on this team now that can attack you.
Yeah,
so
I agree with that. They're more balanced on offense than going Waller. Now there's a little bit more balance, and I do think maybe this is an unpopular opinion, but I do think Drake is a better running back for that team's philosophy.
All right, fair enough.
He's like a Charlie Garner type.
Yeah,
we saw with Gruden before, and I think he fits that Gruden offense more than I think Jacobs does.
I think that's fair to say. I do like Jacobs as a pounder when they need it, and I think I'll be happy to have him back when he's healthy. But that's a fair assessment. And Peyton Barber's not really lighting up anybody.
Get that guy out of here.
So on the Dolphins side, I mean, I don't know. It might be a fantasy wasteland.
Waddle.
Maybe Jalen Waddle. Maybe Gesicki.
The only person I'm looking at is Waddle. That's the only player on the Dolphins.
Well, Will Fuller 5 is back, I think, this week as well. So
that's true, but still Waddle.
All right, yeah. Give me the Raiders in this game, 27-20.
Dang, you're giving Dolphins a little bit more credit here. I don't think it'll be that close. I do have the Raiders winning as well. I think it'll be, a pretty big margin of win. So I'm going to say 27-10.
All right. I like it. I like it more than I like my score.
I'm right. And I would stream the Raiders defense if you have the opportunity to.
Good call. Good call. Yeah, there's some fantasy knowledge there. All right, here we go. Game of the week on Fox. The Buccaneers, your Buccaneers in Los Angeles in the new SoFi Stadium against the Rams, baby.
This will be a fun game.
This is going to be fun.
Even though Tampa Bay is already shorthanded, no JPP, no Mickens, and then no Antonio Brown, plus no SMB. I still like their depth here because Tyron Sharanka is a nice defensive end option here. I do think the Rams will kind of pick on him in terms of aggressiveness. And then AB, like, that's fine. Like, Tampa has depth at receiver, so I don't think that's going to be a huge loss. It's still a loss, but not a huge loss. So it'll be interesting to see how Tampa Bay adjusts. I was reading an article right now that Sean McVay has Todd Bowles' number because a lot of the times Todd Bowles doesn't adjust to McVay's offensive scheme when they play the Bucs. So McVay's like, you know what, we're just not – pretty much what Dallas did. McVay's been doing against Tampa where we're not going to run the ball. We're going to just pass it. We're going to use your fronts and your defensive fronts to stop the run against you, and it's worked to perfection for the most part. So they were saying unless Todd Bowles adjusts, it's going to be a lot more of the same. So I do think this game will be somewhat high scoring. As tough as it is to kind of measure who's going to win, I still think Tampa Bay is the better all-around team.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be fun. I look for Chris Godwin to have a really nice game in this one, and I look for Robert Woods, not Cooper Kupp, to have a nice game for the Rams.
All right. I like the Robert Woods call. I think both these teams went into the season hoping that they could run better than they are. The Rams have actually been doing a pretty good job with Henderson, but now that he's beat up, they're going to have to lean on Michelle a little bit more in this game. The Bucs, as we know, don't really have a running game. They air it out a lot. And I think because of that, the pressure is going to get to Brady a little bit. I still think it'll be a relatively high-scoring game, but I am taking the Rams in this one by a 4-point margin.
Interesting. I have Tampa winning. And I don't know. I just have Tampa Bay winning larger than what people are thinking this game is going to be. I think they win by 10.
Wow.
Don't ask me why. Don't ask me how. I just have a feeling that they're going to win this game by a pretty decent margin. I look for Chris Godwin to blow up in this game. 2 touchdowns, over 100 yards. And I said this to you in text, and you gave me your little attitude. I do look for them to do a lot more 2 tight end sets, and I look for O.J. Howard to get involved.
Let's see if O.J. Howard, the guy that never goes away, can get involved. No, he's a good athlete. On the other side, Higbee was kind of a big pick for a lot of people this year. We'll see if he can produce. I do like your Robert Woods call. I think it's his turn this week because a lot of people are focused on Kupp now. Who do you think Ramsey will be on? Godwin or Evans? No, he'll be on Evans.
He'll be on Evans for most of the game, but because Ramsey doesn't move around so much, it'll change. The thing about Godwin is he plays outside and he plays the slot. So I think that's going to be Evans, Tyler Johnson on the outside, and then Godwin in the slot.
Yeah, Evans and Ramsey have a legendary kind of rivalry.
So you're going to see Ramsey play Evans and Tyler Johnson more than he gets on Godwin. So Godwin is going to eat up probably the safeties and the linebackers and the nickelback. I don't care who your nickelback is. I don't think your nickelback is better than Chris Godwin.
All right. Well, there it is. That's going to be a really fun game. We're all looking forward to that one. All right, we move into the primetime games of the weekend and Monday. All right, Packers, Niners, Sunday Night Football. This has been the Niners. They've been winning the last few games.
Not just winning, they've been destroying the Packers.
Yeah, they've been destroying them the last few years. So frustrating.
They kind of show the softness of the Packers. Like, that's the one thing with the Packers. Like, they're good and they play really well, but when they play those teams that punch them in the mouth, they tend to struggle.
They power down and they shrink. Yeah.
Happened with Tampa last year in both games. It's happened with San Francisco every time they played San Francisco. So I think this is a nice measuring stick for if this is the same old Packers team or if they've got some
tricks under their sleeve,
more metal than they've shown in the past, where like they're actually standing up to the bully. Because it starts and ends with Rodgers. Like as soon as he's disinterested, the rest of the team falls apart because he's just like, I don't want to get hit.
Yeah.
Kind of gives up.
Something I liked last week that I hope they continue this week is getting Tunyon involved in the passing game. They had a really nice tight end screen that I was talking to you about the other day. Let's see if they can continue to get him involved.
I like their commitment to the run game last week. I think that was a really big X factor for them. And I think that's kind of the direction that I was expecting from LaFleur when he got hired as their head coach. But we didn't really see a lot of that. It was mainly still Rodgers. But I think if they're more balanced with Aaron Jones and maybe some A.J. Dillon, then I think the Packers can win this game against the Niners. The passing first.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Because I'm tight. Yeah, on the Niners side, they're kind of beat up, especially at the running back position. I look for them to exploit the Packers' defensive backs. Jair Alexander is their best player, but I think they can air it out on them a little bit. I look to see if they can finally get Ayuk involved in this game.
I think that's the key. I think if they get Ayuk involved, then maybe they can.
I agree, especially because the running backs are so. I don't think they can. Yeah, the running backs are so depleted. But for any of you that are need an RB and he's out there, Trey Sermon is going to be like the default starter on Sunday night, so he might get you some flex points.
Should be interesting. I don't think Deebo Samuel is going to have a really good game against Alexander. Alexander is one of the top 5 cornerbacks in the league. So I think Deebo has some regression here. I know he's the leading receiver in the league, but I think he's going to have some regression against Alexander. So Kittle or Ayuk, those are the two guys I'm looking at. I think I'm looking with more confidence at Kittle right now than I am at Ayuk. We'll see.
Who do you got in this game, man?
It's tough, so I'm going to give some context, and I'm kind of cheating here. If the Packers did what they did against the Lions, where they are running with Aaron Jones, but they also mix in that power back in Dillon, then I have the Packers winning this game 20-17.
I like it. I think I am also going to give the Packers a win finally against the Niners. I think it's going to be a little lower scoring than we're used to from both these teams. But I'll give the Packers 24 to the Niners 19 in a pretty close but low-scoring game.
Nice.
Cool. And finally, we have the Monday Night Football NFC East battle, Eagles at the Cowboys in Jerry World.
Yeah, this one should be fun because it's a rivalry. No matter how good or bad these teams are, they still always manage to play very close.
Competitive, close games. The Cowboys are always in close games, dude.
Yeah. The only time it's ever a blowout is if the Eagles blow out the Cowboys. It's never the opposite, which is weird to me because I think the Cowboys are the more talented team, but for whatever reason, the Eagles just play them really hard where it's pretty even. So I think we're going to see a really close game here as well. I think we see more of the Eagles we saw in the Falcons game.
Agreed.
In terms of their offense.
Yeah, more Devontae Smith.
Yeah, their defense has been great in both games. They did lose Brandon Engram, which is a huge loss for them, I think. So that's going to affect their pass rush a bit. And then the Cowboys, I still don't know who the Cowboys are in terms of offense. Like, they've been playing smart in terms of going with philosophy that matches the strengths of the defense on their opponents. So last week it was the run game. The game against Tampa was all short passes. We haven't really seen Dak really air it out, truly air it out. So we'll see. This will be an interesting game. I still don't really know if you can trust Dak as a quarterback one because you don't know what you're getting. I think CeeDee Lamb is foolproof no matter what. CeeDee Lamb is someone you got to start no matter what.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you start CeeDee. I mean, you have to start Zeke because you drafted him so high. We'll see if they continue. We'll see if they continue the Tony Pollard and Zeke.
Pollard is a flex. I know some people are toting him as an RB1, which I think is insane, but I do think he's a flex for sure. It's a weird, interesting.
Yeah, on the Eagles side, I do think that they can air it out on the Cowboys. I look for Devontae Smith to have a good game here. Excuse me.
I do too. I like him in this game. Even though Cowboys defense has improved, their cornerbacks are still susceptible.
Yeah.
and Devontae Smith is pretty fast. And I don't think their cornerbacks are as fast as he is.
Yeah.
I look for Miles Sanders to get involved a little bit more in the passing game. Gainwell as well.
Yeah, Gainwell has gained well.
Yeah, he's done pretty well. I like him. He's a nice little guy.
Sorry, that was bad. But yeah, I think they can, they utilize both those backs nicely. I do have the Cowboys still winning this game because I feel they can out firepower the Eagles. So give me the Cowboys in a 30-24 game.
I have the Eagles in a mild upset.
All right.
Yeah, I have a mild upset I think will be 28 Eagles, 27 Cowboys.
All right, fair enough.
With the Dak fumble to end the game.
Oh, brutal. I hope not. We'll see. Whoa, sorry. All right, let's get into our fantasy teams of the week for week number 3. We weren't able to do week number 2, so
so we'll just pass that one. That was our bye.
That was our bye week. And all right, so give me your quarterback for week number 3.
Quarterback for week number 3. I'm going to go with Kyler Murray. I think. But he's been hot, and I think he continues that against the Jaguars. I can't see why not.
All right, RB1.
RB1. Give me Lamar. I'm just kidding.
Come on.
RB1, I'm going to go Chubb. I like Chubb against the Bears. I know the Bears are a strong defense, so to speak, but I still like that offensive line with Chubb.
Yeah. RB2.
RB2. I don't know. Maybe he's considered an RB2, so to speak. I'm going to say I like Gibson in his matchup against the Bills.
All righty. How about a WR1?
WR1. Give me Keenan Allen against the Chiefs.
I like it a lot. I have him, and I'm playing against him, but I still need him to have a nice game, and I think he can. Your wide receiver 2.
Screw it. Give me Michael Pittman Jr. against the Titans defense.
Oh, there's a wild card for you.
Mm-hmm.
How about a tight end?
Give me some George Kittle against the Packers.
Ooh, I like that. Getting off the schneid in this game.
Yeah.
All right, sir. Give me your flex option.
I just had him too. Damn it. Give me a second. I had one and I lost it. Oh, give me Juju.
The Juju, I like that one. This is a nice little team here, brother. And the defense for this week.
Give me the Raiders.
Haha, you talked them up earlier. I like it. And the kicker.
Who's going to kick a lot of field goals? Is McManus still the kicker?
The Broncos?
Denver?
Yes. You want him?
Yeah. Give me him.
Excuse me. All right. I like that. All right. Let me give you my squadron here. Let me see here. For my quarterback, you know what? Let's go with Mr. Justin Herbert.
Nice. I like that. I think he does explode here against the Chiefs.
RB1. I like to go with, there's not a lot of RB1s out there. I do want to bounce. I like the bounce back from him, Mr. Jonathan Taylor.
Nice. Hoping RB2 on that one.
Yeah, RB2. You know what? Give me some Chris Carson in this one.
Okay.
On my WR1, how about CD Lamb?
CD Lamb. I like it under the big lights of Monday Night Football.
Yeah. My wide receiver 2. You know what? He keeps it up with another touchdown, Mr. Jamar Chase.
Nice. That's a little sneaky.
That's a sneaky one. He might have been a flex, but I'm going to pump him up a little bit. Tight end wise, I think he continues his tear, Mr. Hawkinson.
Nice. I think so too. He's their main weapon. Like,
man, he's really good. Flex wise, Mr. Tyson Williams.
Interesting flex.
And on the defense, you know what? Let's get a little wild here and pick the. Give me the Patriots against the Saints.
Patriots, yeah, I like that. With Jameis at quarterback, I like it.
And as my kicker, let's get Mr. You know, he's been my boy, killing it so far this year. I'm going to stick with Carlson with the Raiders. So there is our fantasy teams of the week. We will give you the results on Tuesday when we do our recap episode of the week. And there it is. We got some good games this week. Another fun-filled weekend of football, and we'll be back on Tuesday. Anything else you want to add, man?
Is there anyone you're not looking at producing this week? Like someone you're definitely proceeding with caution?
Oh, yeah. That I would bench, basically, right? Yes. Proceed with caution when it comes to, until he does something, Myles Gaskin.
Yeah, I think there's a few. I think Gaskin is obviously a good one.
He's not someone I liked. I never even.
Yeah, I didn't like him. He's kind of just a guy.
Yeah, I agreed.
And then I know people are saying to pick this guy up on the waiver wire. I don't know why, so to speak. AJ Green, I'm staying away from him.
No, I'm staying away from AJ Green.
I think a big name for me, and I already mentioned him earlier, is Deebo Samuel. I'm definitely staying away from Deebo Samuel. And to a certain extent, I might either flex or bench Mike Evans going against Ramsey.
Yes, I agree there. Someone that I've been talking to you about, I'm considering benching if I have a better option, which, you drafted him pretty high, Antonio Gibson. I think that if he does go off, this might not be the week that he does it. So proceed with caution, in my estimation.
Yeah, I think week 4 we can maybe talk about players who are not living up to their billing. I think right now DK Metcalf falls in that conversation for you.
For sure.
I think Taylor and Gibson fall in that conversation, as well as Zeke. A lot of the running backs are not hitting right now.
No, they're not. I mean, I was looking for my RB1 right now, and I'm skimming through the games. I'm like, man, there's not a lot of RB1s out there.
Yeah, Chubb, Cook, Henry. Right now, those are the 3.
For sure. And CMC, and before he got injured.
But yeah, he's on the back.
Eckler, I'll give Eckler. I'll throw him.
Yeah, I think Eckler has been consistent enough to be an RB. So I think those 4, and not a whole lot.
Yeah, that's it, man. Yeah,
someone that I am hesitant on even flexing right now.
Aaron Jones can still squeeze in there. We'll see.
We'll see this week. If Aaron Jones gets the same kind of production and volume that he got in week 2, then I'll put Aaron Jones in that conversation. But right now, no.
That's fair. No, that's a good point. Good points all around. So pick wisely, everybody. Enjoy the games, and I'll talk to you tomorrow, man. I'll shoot you a text.
All right, sounds good, brother.
All right, peace.
Later.